Welcome back, VA user. In today's session, we are going to learn how to set up the rules quickly into the VA system. To set up the rules into the VA system, it's very easier. We have the utility called write groups. So using the write groups, you would be able to define the rules quickly into the VA system. Now, in terms of the write groups, there are few defined groups are already there provided by the Vienna Advantage. If there is something is missing, you would be able to generate that. Otherwise, you can download from the market module as well. Okay. Now, how we can configure the rules and why the rules are required. Look, the rules are nothing but it is equal to the designation of the person. And when I would say designation of the person, so if I'm a CEO of the company, I do have certain responsibility towards the company. If I'm a COO, then I do have certain responsibility. If I'm a sales executive or a purchase executive, accordingly the responsibilities based on to the designation are already defined, and each user has to perform based on those designation these activities in day-to-day working. Now, how we can define such a role? Okay, so let's move on and we'll open the first right group rights. Okay, so as I have mentioned that many of them is already defined. So let's say if I want to generate a purchase executive as a role, now how we can define and how we can utilize this. Okay, if there is something is not defined at this level, you would be able to generate that right group yourself. So you just need to say new, write down the name, then you would be able to assign a new window at that particular group. So you would be able to see all those windows. Thereafter, you would be able to, as soon as you save the windows, the system will copies all the forms, process, workflows that would be associated to that particular window. Here, one of the important part is the reports that are into the menu would not be available. So that you need to set it up accordingly. Okay. So in this way, you would be able to define the right groups. Let's say I would have to define, let's say, sales quotation for training. Okay, and I would save this. Then I would come here, window, and I would search my sales quotation, and I would say read and write access to be provided and save. So once I would save this, associated details gets copied here at this particular place. So you would be able to find it out that against this particular window, everything gets copied by the system. So in this way, very quickly, you would be able to define your rights groups. Now the thing is how we can define the role. Okay, so if you want to define the role, so you just open here, so you can open the right configurator. So that is one of the form available into the VA system. So you would be able to see this right configurator. Onto the left side, you do have the users. If you want to generate the users, you would be able to do so. If you want to generate the role, then you can define the role as well. If you want to define the group, then you can say add new. So it will open the same window. So if I want to define a user, then I just need to click here, enter the user email, and I will say invite the user. Okay, or if I would say I want to create the user, then I will say create that user. So let's say Surya at brs.com, say create, and I would be able to define here my name as Surya Sagar, my mobile number, okay, my user ID as Surya, my password as Surya, my mobile number here, and then I would say save changes. So it says that the search key require a unique ones, since with the Surya it is already there. So let me say 1 and save changes. So you would be able to see that it saved the changes. Okay, so I don't want to save it. So once I will refresh here, and you would be able to see Surya Sagar. Okay. So this is how you would be able to quickly define the user. Now, as the user is defined, I would select this. And if I want to define new role, then I would say new role. So let's say sales executive role. The user level is going to be client plus organization. I refer this. The organization access is to be provided for both the organization, and I just want to save it. So my role is saved now. So I would refresh and I would be able to see my sales executive role. It's there. Now let's suppose I want that this user will use this role. So I just need to select this user, this role, and thereafter I want that. So let me refresh this. Yes. Now refresh this. I would see what are all the details that I'm going to provide to this particular user. So it says, okay, all these details would be provided to this particular user. So I would select this. And similarly, the other roles that if I want to set, then I would be able to set, let's say, the dashboard, and there can be some other text management. Okay, and I want to just simply click here, save, and that's all. So if you want to check this and if you want to verify this, you can open the role window. So there is a window called role, and here there is a sales executive role prepared by us, and you would be able to verify here. The organization access we have provided for both. The user assignment is basically for this, and by default it would come. Then this is the windows we have provided the access. These are all the processes, these are all the forms. If there is any workflow, then all those details comes to this. And as a result of this user, if I would zoom to this user and I will verify this user, so you would be able to see this user with all those details that we have keyed in. So here you would be able to see the mobile number, it is a login user, so everything is there. Now if I want to log in with this user, so I would say my user ID, and thereafter let's see. Okay, so I gave the password as this. It will ask me to change my password one. Okay, and you can see I do have only one role access. I would have the access of both the organizations, so I would select this and I will say login, and as a result of this you would be able to see I have a limited access here. So all the access that we have provided, and this way you would be able to create your users, you would be able to create your right groups, you would be able to define your roles very quickly into the Vienna Advantage. And that's all for this particular video. In case you like our content, like our video, and you think it is helpful for you to define the roles and the users very quickly into the VA system, then I would request you to subscribe our channel and share this knowledge with your colleagues and friends as well. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.